Happy Friday, wine lovers. It's Stephanie Miskew, certified sommelier and author of the blog, The Glamorous Gourmet. And welcome to my weekly Facebook Live show, Wines of the Week. I'm here with you every Friday at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to kick off happy hour and share some fabulous wines with you won't want to miss. And thanks so much for joining me today, because on this very special Friday, December 15th, I have a very special holiday episode to share with you. And today's episode is going to feature holiday wines and wine-related gifts for the wine lover in your life. So from the wine-loving holiday hostess to the red wine collector to the just the red wine lover, the wine collector, the champagne lover, I've got you covered no matter who you're shopping for. So also, in addition to this episode, less than an hour after it ends, I'll be posting all of the information, complete with links, prices, all of the details, so you can just sit back and relax and enjoy the show. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, this is my first holiday episode, so I'm pretty excited. The format's going to be a little different this time, because usually I taste through 4 wines with you, and that's what we do. But today we're not going to be tasting. I'm just going to be sharing these awesome gift options with you. I'm going to be demonstrating how a few of them work. That'll be fun. And that's how we're going to do it this time. Feel free to ask questions or make comments. That's the whole fun of doing the Facebook Live thing, is I like to answer your questions in real time. But if you are watching this broadcast after the live version, go ahead and leave comments and ask questions as if you were watching it live, because I will get back to you and answer your questions and all that, okay? And like I said, I like to keep these to about 30 to 40 minutes. That's why if I was drinking all these wines I'm going to show you, I think it would run a little long. So I like to keep it 30, 40 minutes because I know it's Friday during the holiday season. We've all got places to go and people to see. I totally get it. So, all right. For those of you out there who can hear me, if you want to go ahead and in the comment section, let me know where you're watching from, or throw up a little emoji or something like that. I love those emojis. Aren't they great? But even though I'm not tasting every wine, I am still sipping some delicious Sauterne. It was actually the Sauterne I opened last Sunday during our Sexy Wine Word show. Those dessert wines, which are so great this time of year, the sugar preserves them, so they will stay good in your fridge for up to a month after you open them. So I'm going to be savoring this little guy here. Let's see. All right, let me pull up the video. And I think we're good to go. And I see some of you. Oh, hey, Laura, thanks for watching. And Deb, great to see you as always. Thanks for joining me. And I guess we should go ahead and get started on all these amazing wines and gifts, right? So again, if you're just joining us, my name is Stephanie Miskew, and today's show is all about holiday wines and wine-related gifts for the wine lover in your life. So, all right, so the first person we're going to talk about, a very critical person, is the holiday hostess, right? Because every night of the week, I don't know about you, but we're running out every night to a different person's house for cocktail parties, dinners, you know, and nobody wants to show up empty-handed, right? You don't want to be the schmuck showing up with nothing and then be drinking and eating all their food and alcohol. Not good manners, right? But what do you bring, right? Do you bring flowers or another lame candle? How about something sparkling that's not going to break the bank? And I have to say, after being a holiday hostess for many years, I am always happy to see sparkling wine show up. I mean, it's a perfect time of year, right? And I've got 2 great examples for you. First, I've got this delicious Mia Netto Prosecco. For those of you who have been to my classes before, you know this is probably my hands down favorite Prosecco. It's brut, so it's in a dry style. It's got notes citrus, white flowers, apple, just crisp and delicious on its own, or it's perfect for making sparkling wine-based drinks like your Bellinis or mimosas, or my favorite, a rosemary pomegranate royale. I'm going to link up that recipe in the post as well. But just a great choice, and again, at $14 a bottle, you could probably even find it for $12. It is such a tremendous value. I love it. But if you wanted to stick with something maybe from California, I also love This beautiful Mum Napa Brut Prestige. Again, whenever you see Brut on the label, you know that wine is going to be dry. And by dry, I mean like dry and crisp, not sweet. So again, this is from obviously Napa in California. It's a blend of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Gris. Made in the same method that champagne is made in. So for $20 a bottle, it's a little bit more in price, but what's in that bottle is good stuff. So I think both of those are great choices for the Holiday Hostess, not going to break the bank, and again, are just pretty widely available too. But again, I'll link out to where you can find them online. So for each type of wine lover, I'm going to be doing 2 wines and then 2 gift ideas. So yeah, and if you like anything you see, go ahead and throw up some emojis. I like I said, that's always good. So as far as accessories go, I am in love with these fabulous Bring on the Bubbly flutes. I mean, look at them. Not only do they look beautiful on their own, this one says Sip Sip Hooray, and this one is Pop Fizz Clink. I mean, what is not to love about this? So these glasses combined with one of those bottles, I mean, it's under $50 for that special hostess. And believe me, they went through a lot to throw a little party for you. So show up with something special and unique. These are $28 for the set of 2. And they are just, like I said, I love them. I have a flair for the glamorous. In case you can't tell, it's the Glamorous Gourmet. I also am just obsessed with these beautiful rose gold rocks glasses. They roll around on the table, but they don't spill anything. That's what makes them so special. And then on the bottom, they have this beautiful coating, metallic coating of rose gold. So again, you can't see it on the table right here, but it rolls around. They come as a set of 2. They look like little jewels. I mean, they're beautiful. The set of 2, $25 of a set. I'm so used to saying a bottle. $25 for the set of 2. And again, they're just so much fun. And we actually have a retail partner for these 2 gifts, which is my favorite boutique in Delray Beach, Linen Closet. You can find these items and so much more. They have, if you're looking for gifts, I mean, it's the place to be. So you can definitely find both of those local here in downtown Delray Beach at Linen Closet. So anyway, all right, those are our choices for our stylish Holiday Hostess. Believe me, you bring any of this stuff, you're going to get invited back. All right, just saying. So any questions, comments about our first round of gifts so far? Let me check in. You know, I think I'll have a sip of my Sauterne. I'm in the holiday spirit. That's awesome. Oh, good. Laura just got some as a gift. Fabulous. Awesome. So great to see you all. And feel free as we go along to just, type your questions or comments into the comment section, and I'll check in on it periodically, but I promise to get back to you. Okay, so our next category of wine lover is the red wine lover, right? I mean, this is prime time with the chilly. We're actually having chilly weather here in South Florida. It's been in the 30s and 40s. Well, at least to me, it has felt like that. But it's been cold. This is the time for those red wine lovers to just sip and savor those big, bold reds, because nothing warms you up like a delicious glass of red wine. And I'm featuring 2 of my favorite California cabs at 2 different price points. So the first bottle is this gorgeous, I mean, look at that. It's just stunning. It's the Fortress Knights Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon from Sonoma. It's a 2013 vintage. It's a blend of really interesting grape varieties. It's 82% Cab with also Syrah, Petit Verdot, Malbec, and Cab Franc blended in for a delicious, full-bodied red wine. But it's got delicious notes of dark fruit, mocha, and spice. And it's younger wine, so it's got those tannins going on. Both of these wines do. They're Cabernet based, so they have plenty of tannin. And that wine was $35 a bottle. And then for our splurge for our cab, we have the delicious Round Pond Rutherford Cabernet Sauvignon. I think this is the 2012 vintage. I'll put all the labels again in the blog post, so don't worry about it. But again, a beautiful wine, predominantly Cabernet from the Rutherford region of Napa Valley, which is so beloved and produces beautiful examples of the Cabernet Sauvignon grape. So this bottle, $60 a bottle. So a little bit more, but again, 2 great wines at 2 different price points. So what can one of the issues be when drinking a big, bold red wine, you might ask? Tannins. Those pesky tannins, when they're too harsh and austere, can really feel astringent in your mouth and kind of strip the moisture. Whenever you've taken a sip of red wine and it feels like all the moisture has been sucked out of your mouth, that's tannins. And sometimes in younger reds, it can be very aggressive. So if only there was a way to combat that. And voila, my 2 gifts for our red wine lovers are the Venturi. The way that you tame those tannins is by infusing oxygen into the wine. That is key. Once you infuse oxygen into the wine, it softens the edges of those tannins and makes them much smoother. So that is definitely a good trick to have in your back pocket. And people ask me about this all the time, the Venturi. I love it. It's perfect when you don't want to commit to decanting an entire bottle of red wine. You just want a glass or something like that. And you pour the wine in here, and there's little holes along the bottom here that let the wine infuse as it goes into the glass. And I will demonstrate it for you now. So you can get one with a stand, or you can just hold it over the glass and pour it in. And you can hear how it kind of makes that little suction noise. Hear that? That is the air getting infused into the wine. And then when you're done, you simply put it on its stand and put it aside. So yeah, the wine gets infused with oxygen. You know, I think I should taste it just to make sure. Yeah, and just smooth and luscious and lovely. Definitely a fan of the Venturi. But let's say you want to commit to the whole bottle and you've got people coming over and you want to do something kind of grand, or, you know, it's really going to make an impression. This is when you decant. And I'm a big fan of this decanter. It's the Riedel, again, the Venturi, sorry, was usually $30 a bottle, but through my link, you get it for $20 or for $30. Like, why am I tacking a bottle on everything? It's $30, but I have it on sale for $20. And this beautiful decanter from Riedel, it's their Ultra Decanter. It's $170. Perfect for the red wine lover. Every red wine lover should have a decanter in their repertoire. And this one is practical. It's practically shaped. It's functional. You see those ones at restaurants that are like, you know, I don't know how people clean those things. This is easy to clean and very practical. So you simply take your red wine, you pour it into the decanter, and you want to really let the oxygen kind of diffuse into the wine, and that's how the oxygen gets infused into it. Or if you wanted to double up, I like this shape because you can also put your Venturi right in the neck and really give your wine some good oxygenation. So if you want to double up, you can do it that way, or you can use either one on its own. For big tannic wines, I've done this trick. Normally for a cab, you can just use the decanter. But again, you get to pour your wine from this beautiful vessel. You can see it. It's not hidden in the bottle anymore. And again, it just allows the oxygen to really round out the edges of the tannins in those wines. And it's a good thing. What can I say? So, all right. And that is, like I said, $170 for the Riedel Ultra Decanter. Beautiful, made in Austria. I think we all wine lovers are familiar with the Riedel brand of glasses, which are great. They're hand blown. They're, again, just quality glasses that really beautifully enhance the wines. So any questions about our gifts or wines or gifts for our red wine lovers yet? Anyone? Oh, Laura asks, what is my recommendation for cleaning? Good question, Laura. You don't want to use anything harsh on these guys because it can etch the glass. I use just warm water, maybe a tiny, tiny drop of dishwashing liquid. I hate to say that, and just flush it with really warm water, and that should clean it. And then this one, you can just turn it upside down. They even make special contraptions to clean them, but with this one, you really don't need it. Just kind of tip it upside down on a dish towel, and it will dry beautifully. That's what I do anyway. But yeah, don't get too crazy with cleaners or anything like that. But it's easy to care for. I know some of these ones I see, I'm like, I don't know how they ever get them clean. So All right. Oh, hey, Tom. Good to see you. So glad you could join us. All right, so we've covered our gifts for our stylish holiday hostess and our red wine lover. We've just talked about the Fortress Knights Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon and our Round Pond Rutherford Cabernet Sauvignon as well, 2 cabs from California. And then our Venturi and our Riedel Ultra Decanter, all great gifts. And for those of you who might just be joining us, all of the links and names of everything I'm talking about will go up on a blog post on my website within an hour after this show ends. And I will post it on Facebook when it's live. So you can just click on the links and get all the info there, and you're not, what did she say, and all that. So I try to do what I can. Okay, so the next person we're going to be shopping for is, let me put this over here real quick, is the collector, right? People love to collect wines. And why do people collect wines? Well, wines, certain types of wines, as they age, they take on beautiful nuances, beautiful, what we call tertiary aromas and flavors, that it's kind of just how the chemicals in the wine react over time. And they develop super complex aromas and flavors depending on the wine that can, things that just couldn't happen by decanting a wine or, you know, or just by drinking it. Sometimes that wait really pays off, and you can age all kinds of wine. White wine, champagne, red wine, dessert wine. So you really have some great latitude when you're picking a gift for the wine collector. And the 2 wines that I'm going to recommend, pardon my reach here, I'm just going to grab this one. Italian wines are amazing. It's Italy's Tuscany is where I fell in love with wine and knew I wanted to make it my career. So I'm really happy to give you my first recommendation for a wine choice for a wine collector. It's, I don't know if you can see the label, it's a little top. It's the Le Serra Nuove del Ornellaia from Tuscany, 2014 vintage. This is about $75 to $80 a bottle. It's the second wine of Tenuta Ornellaia, who produces legendary Super Tuscans based on all the fabulous Bordeaux grape varieties that were brought over to Tuscany. Again, this is a beautiful wine. It's a blend of 50% Merlot, 34% Cabernet Sauvignon, 9% Cabernet Franc, and 7% Petit Verdot. And again, just a gorgeous wine, and you could put this down for 10, 15, 20 years, and it will just evolve into something very beautiful. But again, most wine collectors would be very happy to see a Tuscan wine from a house like Ornellaia in their stocking. So, or another wine that ages incredibly well, and I tipped you off, I think, with that, is Sauterne dessert wine. And this one from Chateau Sudereau is one of my favorites. And the label is just so festive. It's like the perfect gift. And it comes in these beautiful half bottles for 375 milliliter. This is $50. So what a beautiful gift for the wine collector in your life. These wines are a blend of predominantly Semillon is the grape with a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc blended in. But what makes these wines so special is that a mold known as noble rot, Botrytis cinerea is the geeky name, affects these grapes, and it turns them into these really shriveled looking, terrible grapes, but it creates the most beautiful viscous juice, which is then fermented into the most delicious wine. It's liquid heaven is what it is. These wines are so special. And talk about a really unique gift to give someone around this time of year. I mean, a lot of people are giving reds, but if you want to do something unusual, but that will be very well received, go with a Sauterne. You can't go wrong, I promise. So, one of the problems that wine collectors have is, how do you know the right time when you're waiting for a wine to age? How do you know the right time to open that bottle? You know, because once you open it, you're done. You've committed. You know, what if there was a way to taste the wine to make sure the bottle was ready to open? Wouldn't that be awesome? Well, I'm here to tell you that now you can do that. Technology has caught up, and there is a way to do that. And this little contraption that makes it possible is called the Coravin. Now, I am a huge fan. I've been recommending these for years, but I've never done a demonstration as to how they work here on the show. And this is the magic, folks. A man by the name of Greg Lambrecht invented this. He was a medical device salesman with a knack for needles, and he crafted this perfectly shaped needle that's thin enough to go into a cork, extract the wine, but it's so small that the cork heals up after the needle goes through it. Plus, there's a little canister of argon gas that pressurizes the bottle and also coats the wine. So once you remove the Coravin from the bottle, that wine can continue aging. So you could have a glass out of a bottle and then decide, nope, I think I need to wait 3 more years. Leave it alone, try it 3, 10 years later, and the wine will be fine. It's such a cool thing. So let me demonstrate how it works for you. It is not that hard, and they make a few different models at a couple different price ranges, but it is such a special gift for the wine collector. Let me see, I'm gonna do with our little Super Tuscan here. So it's very easy to operate. You just gotta, again, as with anything, even with blind tasting, practice. It comes like this. You pull it up to expose that needle, right? And then you open these little tongs and you put them around the neck of the bottle, and they grab on there very tight. So you know it's not gonna go anywhere. This right here should be flush with the capsule, which it is. Then you simply press the needle down into the cork, right? And then you simply tilt the bottle so that the neck is lower than the rest of it, and you push this lever and you pour until you've got as much as you want. You could take a little taste, or I think I want to try a little bit more of that. You just pump it again, and it's pouring as much as I want, and when you're done, you simply turn it upright. And you could hear the little, the air escape and the argon gas being pumped into the wine to replace, or to coat the wine from where we removed this glass. So again, that's it to the Coravin. Nothing too crazy complicated, and when you're done, you simply just remove the needle from the cork, release the little prongs there, put it back down, and you are done, my friends. So I've got the Model 8, which is discontinued. I love it, but they've got 2 new models that are ready for you to purchase. One is the Model 1 starter kit. So if it's someone who's, new to wine, or maybe isn't hardcore into wine yet, but would still like to have fun with this, it's $230 for the Model 1 starter kit. And it's great. It's got really user-friendly silicone soft touch grips, and it's a great way to try it without a huge investment. Now, for the super serious, super devoted wine collector, you might want to go with the Coravin Model 2 Elite. It's $349 for that one, but it is like the Ferrari of the Coravin. It's got graphite body with chrome clamps and trigger. You can get it in whatever color you want. You can customize it. Hello, I wish I had known that beforehand. Maybe I need another one. But it's customizable. You can bundle it. You do need to purchase some of the capsules that are very important. If you're giving it as a gift, I would include a couple of them, because you run out. I forget how many pours. Anyway, I'll have that in the blog post. But what a tremendous gift for the wine collector in your life. I tell you, some people would be thrilled to see this in their stocking or under the tree, however you roll. But again, the Coravin, and I will have all of that on the website within the hour, I promise. All right, so we've covered the Holiday Hostess, we've covered the red wine lover, we've covered the wine collector, but I've saved perhaps my favorite wine lover for last, and that is our champagne lover. I mean, and this is the time of year, I think we should drink champagne year round, but let's face it, this is the time of year when people think about it the most. So it's the perfect time to spoil that champagne lover in your life. And especially that person who loves champagne as much as I do. So I thought I would feature 2 of my favorite all-time champagnes. Number 1 is the Taittinger Brut La Francaise. Gorgeous wine from one of the few remaining family-owned and run champagne houses. It's predominantly Chardonnay, so it's very crisp and elegant, and beautiful aromas of green apple and citrus, and that beautiful brioche note that is so the hallmark of delightful champagne. This bottle is $40, around $40 a bottle, but again, a favorite. You cannot go wrong. It's such a beautiful wine. And then if you're looking for a little something, costs a little bit more, I love the Laurent Perrier Cuvée Rosé champagne. It's $75 a bottle, but look at this bottle, friends. It was commissioned to look like, it was inspired by King Henry IV and his favorite bottle style. And I really think it makes for such a cool gift, right? It's just so unique. They're not going to be getting 20 of these. People aren't, they're not going to have an abundance of these. So I'm sure it will be very appreciated. It's made from 100% Pinot Noir. And this wine, usually to make rosé champagne, still Pinot Noir is blended into the final wine. This one is made using the Sommelier method, in which they actually allow the juice to remain in contact with the grape skins for about 48 to 72 hours to give it this gorgeous color. But that makes it a little more like a red wine. It has a little more tannin structure. So if there's a champagne lover in your life who also likes bigger, bolder red wines, this would be the champagne for them. And it's just very, very special aromas and flavors of red berries, red currant. And I like to say a little bit of strawberry butter on a freshly toasted brioche or something like that. It's heaven. So those would be my two recommendations for the champagne lover. And now for the accessories, this is where it gets fun. So I love, love, love these Juliska champagne flutes. They are beautiful. They are all hand blown in Prague. You can see the beautiful detailing on the glass. That's kind of their hallmark. They've kind of developed this look, and it's so elegant, and it's signed with the Juliska on the base of the glass. This is $150 for the set of 2. For you local folks, you can find these at Linen Closet, or I'll also link them up in the post. So wonderful, wonderful choice. Again, these accessories can be gifts on their own or paired with a bottle, totally up to you depending on your budget. I just wanted to give you a variety of options. So we have the flutes, and then for the very devoted champagne lover like me, the Liol Champagne Sabre. It's beautiful, made in France. And if you might be asking, what am I going to use that for? This is used for the practice of sabrage, where the the saber is used to actually remove the cork. Actually, it's the top of the bottle you're removing with this sword. You slide it up and hit the bottle right at the neck, and the pressure in the bottle drives the cork and the neck outwards. Don't try this at home. I'm actually going to be doing a sabrage demonstration next Friday, so stay tuned. It's one of my favorite things. But again, for the hardcore champagne lover, this beautiful sabrage saber, $200, and comes with a beautiful display box. It has a beautiful horn handle, and it's engraved with the Liol logo right there on the blade, which is beautifully made. And just again, for the hardcore champagne lover, I think they will really enjoy that. Oh, and let's see if we have any questions so far. Oh, Hank says, wish you could hold it so I can Vivino it. Ah, you know what? I'm going to put the labels, the close-up of the labels on the blog post, and you'll be able to access them there. It's a little hard on the video, but I gotcha. So don't worry. Wonderful. Any questions about any of our gifts so far? I know I haven't checked in with you. Let's see. Tom says, like a blue chip stock, what would be, a great blue chip wine at a reasonable price? Any of these would be. I mean, any of the wines I featured are just great examples. They're great value for the price. I know some of them are well, it's the holidays, so we should splurge a little bit. So, all right, this is our Champagne Sabre, and I have one more gift. If you're the champagne lover in your life also happens to have a flair for fashion like I do, I'm sorry, but I just had to. The Kate Spade Finer Things Champagne Bucket Bag. I am in love. I am smitten. This beautiful bag is covered in silver glitter. You can see it has the faux ice cubes and bottle of rosé champagne on top. And as if that wasn't awesome enough, you simply lift up on the ice cube and you have a beautiful roomy bag to put all of your essentials. I broke this out for the first time last night and it was a hit, friends. So just saying, it's a little pricey at $358. $358 for the bag, but you don't see this every day. And if you're a champagne lover like me, it's a must, right? So there's a nice range of pricing for that champagne lover in your life. I think I need a sip of my Sauterne after that one. Any questions, anybody, about any of our gifts or wine or champagnes for the champagne lover? Hank says, how do I buy everything, like the glasses? I'm glad you asked, Hank, because I mentioned at the beginning of the show. In the next half hour, I'm going to post a blog post on my website that is going to have the names and prices and links to everything mentioned in today's show. So you can simply get the information there. You can click the link to be taken directly to the website to purchase it. I've made it easy peasy for you. So that is how you will have access to all of this. Because why would I tease you with all of this if I didn't hook you up too? So again, I will be posting that link on my Facebook page here as soon as it is live. And then you can access it. Everything will be in one place. But that is a great question. And let's see. Thanks, Deb. Yeah, I knew you would. That bag was right up my alley. But, well, thank you. If you don't have any more questions, I am so thankful you all could join me for my first holiday installment of Wines of the Week. It was so much fun getting all these products together. I hope you or someone you love enjoys them. And I will be back with you next Friday, December 22nd, with a special episode featuring holiday champagne and sparkling wine. And that's when I will be doing the Sabrage demonstration that you won't want to miss. It's going to be live, folks. You never know what's going to happen, but it will be fun. I guarantee you that. So in the interim, if you have questions anytime after this live broadcast, please leave them in the comment section. And other than that, until next Friday, have a wonderful weekend, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Cheers.